Welcome, my friends. Today we're going to focus on relaxing. Just taking time for ourselves to journey inward, to focus on the breath, and we're going to be in a variety of restorative poses where we're going to spend time using some props to get us into a position where our spine and all different places in our body are going to be able to open up and help us to feel really good. So what you'll need is at least one blanket. If you have a yoga blanket, that's great. If not, any blanket will do. And a bolster. Okay, bolster. So if you do not have a bolster, don't worry. Just get a couple more blankets. Okay, and then yoga blocks would be really handy. And if you don't have yoga blocks, some kind of firm, smallish cushion, or you could take a bunch of towels and kind of fold them up to approximate a block, or a couple of books. So there's always things that we can find around the house that we can use for these props, just to help us, again, get into a nice relaxing positions that we're going to hold for a little bit. So turn off the video, get your props if you need a little extra time, and when you come back, we're going to start on our backs. First, make sure that your back is nice and comfortable. You can have your knees bent with your feet on the floor, your feet a little wider than your hips, and just let the knees fold inward and rest on each other. And place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Start just by tuning into your breath. Feeling your chest and your belly rise and fall with the inhale and the exhale. And allow your breath to be as effortless as possible. If you don't feel any motion underneath the hand on your belly, just try and lengthen your breath a little bit more without straining. And find a nice, slow, steady rhythm of your breath. We're going to start with a 3-part breath called Viloma breath. And we're going to inhale in 3 parts. So first we'll inhale about a third of the air in, and then we're going to pause and hold the breath without exhaling. And then we'll inhale again, pause and hold the breath without exhaling, and do a final inhale until we've filled our lungs as fully as possible without straining. And then we'll do one long exhale and begin the cycle again. So we'll do 5 of those breaths together. On your next exhale, squeeze all the air out, pressing your belly toward the floor. And then inhale through your nose, part way, pause and hold your breath. Inhale a little bit more, pause and hold your breath. And inhale as fully as you can, comfortably. Pause and hold the breath. Slowly exhale, nice and long and slow, getting all the air out. Inhale part way and hold. Inhale a little more and hold. Inhale more and hold. And exhale, slowly letting all the air move out of your lungs, move out of your body. Inhale. Inhale again a little bit more. Inhale again fully. Exhale slowly. Again, inhale. Inhale again. Inhale Inhale fully. Exhale slowly. And do that one more time on your own. Inhaling in 3 parts. And exhaling slowly in one long breath. And after you've completed that breath on your own, just allow yourself to breathe normally, what feels normal and natural. And notice how that feels now after this Viloma 3-part breath. Now hug your knees into your chest. Gently rock around on your hips. Stretch your arms over your head. Stretch long through your legs and your toes. And walk your feet over to the right. Cross your left ankle on top of the right ankle, trying to keep that left hip down. So we're not rolling up, trying to keep that hip down. And then walk your shoulders over to the right as well. Take your left wrist with your right hand and give it a little stretch. So you feel a nice long stretch through your left side body. And then let everything relax. Let your legs relax. Let your arms relax. Place your arms in any position that's comfortable. And notice how when you breathe, the left lungs fill up more fully. Because we've created space on the left side of our body. And the right lungs aren't filling up quite as much because there's a little bit of compression on the right side. Let yourself completely relax here. And try and breathe in and out through your nose. Allowing the breath to be slow and delicious. Make sure your eyes are closed so you can go inward and notice more what's happening inside. And next inhale, start to stretch your arms over your head again. Reach out through your fingers and toes. Find length in your spine and walk your feet over to the left, crossing your right ankle above your left ankle. Walk your shoulders over to the left. Take your left hand, hold your right wrist, and give it a little stretch. And then let everything relax. Just imagine tension easing away from your body with no effort from you. And allowing yourself to be fully present in this moment. Appreciating that you've given yourself this time to relax, which is so important. And sometimes we tend to skip that relaxation because we feel like there's just too much to do. Ever had that feeling? So for now, forget about all the things that you need or want to do and just be here with your breath. One breath at a time. On your next inhale, stretch out through your arms and legs again. Maybe wiggle your hips a little bit and walk your feet in. Release your arms by your sides. And we'll just do a couple of nice, gentle, easy bridge poses. So make sure your feet are about hip distance apart or a little wider. If you can get them close to your hips, bring them in nice and close. If not, don't worry about it. Let your shoulders relax down, and on your inhale, start to push into your feet and lift your hips up. So we're not going for the highest bridge pose right now. We're just going for a nice relaxed lifting and then trying to lower down one vertebrae at a time until you feel the weight settle into your hips. And after you felt completely relaxed, on your next inhale, start to press into your feet, hug the knees in a little bit, squeeze your glutes, lift up through the back of your shoulders. And exhale, start from your upper back, let your shoulders spread out. And vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly lower your back down. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, press into your feet, press into the earth, so that your hips naturally start to rise. And on your exhale, just slowly lower down, stretching out your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Let everything relax. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock up to seated and find your blocks or whatever you've got for yourself here. So blocks or some rolled up towels or blankets. And we want to have our first block, our blanket, so it's going to end up right underneath our shoulder blades. The second block will be underneath our heads. So this block can be the same height as the first block or one level lower. Or if you really need it, if your shoulders are extra tight, it can be a little bit higher. So I'm going to start off demoing it at the same height. And you want the blocks to be about a hand's spread width apart. Start to slowly come down onto the block and let your head rest on the second block. So I've done this a lot. You might need to adjust the blocks until it's comfortable. Some people end up with the blocks too low or too high. So too low would be almost to your waist, and too high would be way up on the shoulders. I'm going to lower this block so that it's next lower height, and then you can do whatever you want with your hands and your legs. You might want to have that same position of your knees bent, feet on the floor. You might want to come into a Baddha Konasana. You might want to have your legs straight. And your arms could be out to the side or in a little bit of a cactus position or a little lower down. So you want to be comfortable here. Feel free to adjust a little bit if you need to, if you find it's not quite comfortable enough. And again, just let everything relax. You can always place a little extra padding underneath your hips if this feels like too big of an arch for your back right now. Notice how this really opens up the chest. So the breath is just going to naturally fill up there. We're opening up the whole front body. So we're basically in a little bit of a back bend in the upper back, mainly, which will really open up the shoulders and the whole front body. The more often you can do this, the better, because this is a really nice counter to all the forward leaning into our computers, our laptops, leaning into our cell phones, tablets. And this is just allowing a balance to come into our bodies, of opening up even more than what would be natural towards a back bend. Giving that front body more openness, more space. You could stay here anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, or even longer if you want. We're just going to stay here another 3 breaths. Very slowly and mindfully, you can bend your knees if you had your legs straight, and slowly roll off your blocks. And we'll move them off to the side for now. Lay back on your back and just enjoy the sensation of openness that you feel in your whole body. So just for a couple of breaths, we'll just let ourselves completely relax here to feel the effects. Notice how close your shoulders are to the ground. And notice if there's very little space underneath your back. So just enough space for maybe your hands underneath the low back. But the ribs should be resting on the floor of the back ribs, and these front ribs kind of relaxing inward. One more breath here. And again, bend your knees, slowly roll to your side. And we're going to come into a supported child's pose. So you can either take your blankets, folded or rolled up, or take your bolster. Bring your knees apart and bring the bolster just, a couple inches in from your knees. Lower your upper body on the bolster. I like to interlace my fingers around the top of the bolster. Turn your head to the side and let yourself relax here. And again, just letting your body settle in. You can gently turn your head. I'm going to move the bolster off to the side. Come back into child's pose. Resting my forehead on the mat. And then on the inhale, lift your back up. And on the exhale, stretch through your hips all the way back to your heels. Inhale, round the spine coming up and forward. And exhale, lift the hips and glide back slowly. We'll do this a few more times. Take your time. Inhale, round up. Nice and long. Bring your shoulders forward past your wrists. And exhale, start to lead with your hips all the way back to your heels. Inhale, round. Keep going forward. And exhale, glide back, slide back. 2 more times. Inhale, round up. And exhale, glide back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. And stay in your child's pose. Walk your hands over to the right, bringing your left hand on top of the right if that's comfortable for you. Sliding those left hips over a little bit to the left. Let your forehead rest on the floor or blanket. And then just let everything go and relax. On your next inhale, walk your hands forward and over to the left, bringing your right hand on top of the left, maybe interlacing your fingers if you like. First, to let your body get into a nice open stretch, and just let everything relax. Make any little adjustments that you need so that you can be comfortable. Let your hips slide over a little bit to the right. Just allow yourself to sink deeper and deeper into this relaxation. Letting the body calm the mind, and letting the mind calm the body. And walk your hands back to center. Inhale, feel the breath lift you up, puffing up onto your back. Come all the way forward. And this time, lower your hips down. Pull the shoulder blades back. Coming into a gentle cobra. And inhale, lift up in your back and glide back. to your child's pose. Inhale, round up. So you can skip the cobra if you want. But if this feels good to you, let your hips lower down all the way. Slide your shoulders back as you press your chest forward. And lift up and back. One more time. Inhale, round up. And exhale, cobra or back to your heels. And inhale, lift up again. Sliding back to your child's pose. Let your forehead rest. And inhale back up, and we're going to do this really wonderful restorative pose, and we'll do another Viloma breath practice, but focusing on the exhale being in 3 parts. So to start, take your bolster and a block or some books and your blanket. Okay, so I'm going to prop this bolster up so it's at an angle on a diagonal, supported by the block. And then I'm going to take this blanket, open it up. So fold it in half lengthwise, and then we're going to roll it up. Nice and slowly, so that we don't just bunch everything up, but we're going to end up with a long, skinny roll here. Now you can always use a couple of pillows underneath your knees instead of this rolled up blanket, but if you have the blanket, roll it up, bring the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana. Take the blanket, you can wrap it around in the front of your ankles, and I'm not sitting on this, I'm just tucking it in by the sides of my hips to allow my legs to open, and just let everything relax. We're going to start with that Viloma 3-part breath. But this time we're going to take one long, even inhale. And then we'll exhale part of the air out, hold the breath without inhaling. Exhale out a little bit more, hold the breath again. And the final exhale. And then we inhale again. Okay, so I'm going to guide you through a couple of breaths, and then I'll let you do a couple on your own. On your next exhale, squeeze all the air out. One big long inhale. Then exhale part of the air out and hold. Exhale out a little more and hold. Exhale out all the rest of the air. Nice long inhale. Again, exhale, pause, exhale a little more. Pause. Exhale the rest of the air out. Pause. Nice, long, slow inhale. Exhale, pause. Exhale out more, pause. Exhale out all the air, pause. Nice long inhale. And I'll let you do 2 more on your own. And just allow your breath to come with grace and ease, feeling of contentment and equanimity. Let everything relax. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. And you're also welcome to come off the bolster and do the last few minutes flat on your back. Whichever way feels the most natural to you today. So I'm going to stay here with you another minute or two in silence. So we can feel this energy of holding the practice together just a little bit longer. So I would like to thank you so much for taking this time to do this relaxing yoga practice with me. Please like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, spread the word to your friends, and I would love to hear from you. I'd love to know how this video helped you to feel. And if you would like a longer video with this more restorative, relaxing set of poses. So we stayed in each pose at least a couple of minutes. So if you'd want to add a few more poses, let me know. Have a beautiful day.